Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about a lot of things that is in my mind. The first thing is I want to talk about how to control your mind, how to control your emotions and don't let your emotion to control you. There are a lot of techniques in this world that are being shared by several people who claims that by following their technique you can easily control your mind, body and majority of your emotions. I haven't tried many of them, but I've tried few of them. The one of them I'm going to talk about is controlling your breath. Few people call it. It comes from Indian way of yoga, and this technique is listed over there. And they use this technique to control their breathing. Once your breathing get controlled, you can control your all the emotions the way that are coming from. I when tried in past this type of technique, I didn't feel much that I can control my emotion, but what I felt was a temporary relief for a couple of minutes. The moment I again go back from regular breathing to a different kind of breathing, I feel some different, but that is a way more temporary. But one thing that I'm going to tell you about a very different technique that I recently used. The technique is called running or jogging. The reason I really like this technique because I have used it and so many times it gave me a better result. For an example, the moment you are being tensed and you are thinking a lot about uh, the things that are not yet been there, but you you feel a continuous chain or bombardment of emotions to you. So the easiest technique that I am going to share it with you is go for a walk, because the walking and jogging and the sprint running is a technique which can help you to control all this emotion. Why this has happened and I'm going to tell you as well. The reason that why this running and continuously exercising is helping us, because the moment we walk, the moment we start following our regular different routine which generally we do very less, our body releases the lot of chemical. That chemical help us to focus our energy in one direction. Suddenly what we start doing is we start chasing a goal that we haven't been chasing. The moment we complete our running, we reach to the destination, we find out that this is giving us a little sense of achievement, and that sense of achievement is something that we are looking for. Slowly and gradually our heartbeat start increasing, our breathing rate start significantly being increased, and which help us more blood circulation in our entire part of body, and eventually which lead to a distraction, and the distraction keep away from the chain of thoughts, also to break the chain of thought that continuously comes. Now the problem is not what exactly is happening inside us. The solution is that here is the running and the jogging is helping us to keep our chain of thoughts in control. The life is work like a same way. The running is a best form of exercises. I continuously use it whenever I feel that something is now becoming or o- overwhelming or overpowering my thoughts. I use these tricks. What do you understand by emotion is another talk in the town. Many times people say that emotions are the feeling that we develop by inside with the information that we get. It could be happy, it could be sad, it could be the mixed emotions. But what matters here is that how we are going to control it. What are the opportunities that we are looking for, and what are the impacts that are happening over there. Well, the life is there, the situation is there, and what one thing that we wanted to know is a better to be a better person, to be a great learning opportunity. If I have to give you these tricks I think you can use it by your own, but how effective it is for you, I have no idea. Well, I'm going to stop this particular talk because I don't think so. It is making some sense. I constantly blabbering about it, but not giving the relevant talk. Well, changing my topic in between, I wanted to talk about what's happening across the world and how the world is reacting with a lot of news. Well, if I honestly tell you, I haven't seen major news from last 1 or 2 weeks. The reason being that I was occupied in some other tasks. Well, again, if I talk about the recent development, I saw that in India there were a lot of protests that are happening. A few are related to a CJP, recently formed political party. They wanted to create few reforms in the education sector where they demanded that they will do an inspection of schools which they feel that they are not getting proper attention from the government. Last day when I was scrolling a few articles, I found out that they wanted to go to Rajasthan and check and inspect the schools where they find they believe that they were not able to, they believe that they are not getting the proper facilities. Whereas in the moment they have issued that warning or the notice, the Rajasthan government started delivering, doing, stopping them to not to be, started saying that not to be the, not allowed anyone to get into the schools, and they strictly prohibited by saying that the article of privacy not allowed anyone to go to the school and check and inspect. This created another debate that whether the transparency is there, or government try to hide their opportunity by citing the articles of the constitution that we have. We know that the previous privacy is of an individual is one of the key rights, but what sometimes the same laws are being used to hide the things that are supposed to be not hidden and that are supposed to be fixed. I what I believe is that in India, majority of time, people follow the same kind of tactics where the laws that are meant for a good reason are not being followed properly. Well, now if I talk about what exactly is happening, there is so much of corruption in the India, and the people wanted to behave properly, but they are not able to do it. N- Apart from that, the media coverage, I saw that one of the person was giving interview with the international media when he was asked about what is the freedom of speech in India. He said that it's very difficult to compare considering India is one of the biggest democracy. It's He says that it is happening the similar way that is happening in America, where one news channel has been keep on publicizing the lot of political content, whereas the other news channels that were there were not being treated in the same way. This is what they were talking about. And finally they said that when the Prime Minister of India was giving the interview, there were selected journalists that were the part of that interview process, and also they were not given or allowed that they will bring their own cameras. They were just asked to ask few questions which were way more easier, and the question and doesn't really hold any value to the conversation. That is how the speech and the talks were there. But the major thing, the reason that why they were researching and why they wanted to have all these things were still not being that. That is what I believe should be fixed and should not be been created in such a way that, well, the life is all sorted. What I need to do is do bit more practice of these situations and the scenario. The short type of conversation is what I wanted to improve. Well, this is another video that I have uploaded or created. Even in fact, I have spent 10 minutes. I feel that it's okay that at least I have recorded something in English. That's all I wanted to share, and Have a good day and thank you.